All right, so now that you have a map pulled up, so automatically there's going to be three different things that should pop up in any map that you automatically come in. So you should have this content page that comes up over here, you should have this map page that comes up over here, and you should have this catalog pane that shows up over here. Now, in my case, you'll notice I have a bunch of other things that have popped up, but if this is your first or second time starting Arc, or if you're on a new computer, you won't have any of those, and that's okay. Those are just going to stack. You can close them. Automatically, this is what you should see. And so there's a couple of things here. So to navigate this, you have a lot of different tools that are going to be at the top here. We're going to go through each of these a little bit later, but this content page is going to show you what data is actually showing up in your map. So right now we just have two base maps. We have the world topographic map. This is showing us our images. And then we have our world hillshade. This is showing us this elevation, right? So we can see the mountains as they go on and off. So this is going to be what data is actually in your map. In this catalog pane, this is going to show you what different databases or folders you've automatically connected. Now, you don't have to connect things in here, but if you know that you're going to be using information from a particular database or a particular folder a lot, it's very useful to connect it in this section here. And so in this case, you can choose to connect your different folders, for example. Right now, we just have the database that it created and the folder that it created. So if we wanted to add another folder connection, you right-click on what's called this folders one. You can add your folder connection here. And maybe let's say I wanted to add in Vancouver crime data. These are all the different projects I have. So if I want to add in the Vancouver crime data, I can do that. It now pops up here and it will show up whatever is in this one. So for example, I've got all of the different crime data from here. So if, let's say, I added this into the map, right? So if I did that, now you can see, and you can drag and drop it just like I did right here. Now you'll see that it shows up over here. And so I can zoom in to where this data is. Now, sometimes if it's your first time adding data, it can automatically go to whatever data is there, but this is just going to show me what data is here. Now, this is also going to show you what's called the drawing order. So anything that's closer to the top is going to draw on top of everything else. So if, let's say, I dragged this data down below the world hillshade data, then you'll see that it disappears. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist in the map. It's just being covered by the world hillshade and the world topographic map. So this is showing you the order that that your layers or your data is being drawn in. So it's still there, it's just below everything else. So this is showing you what's in the map. This is showing you how to connect to it. Now, sometimes if you add data or you add databases or things like that, it doesn't show up automatically. And so if you ever have it where you're like, no, I know I have this folder in here, or I have data in the folder in here, what you can also do is you can right click on it and you can go to refresh. One of the quirks about ArcPro is that it does not update automatically in these areas oftentimes. And so sometimes that is a problem. And instead of just thinking that your data no longer exists, this is refreshing it is going to help in this particular case. So these are the three main panels. This is what you're actually seeing. This is where you find your different folders, your different data, and this is the data that's actually in the map.